Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to Iqra with Iqra, the last and the final segment. Lesson 10 Ikhfa we are discussing at the moment. Lesson 10 Ikhfa talks about how to make the sounds of Ikhfa, how to learn the sounds of Ikhfa, how to when to make Ikhfa when we spot certain letters, i.e. 15 letters in other words, the sounds of Noon Sakin or the sound of Tanween will change. And when it changes, how much of a change? What do we call it? And how do we practice it? How do we actually get the sound like anta? How do we make anta? What do we do to get this sound? Lesson 10 also has many rules from lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, which we will discuss inshallah tomorrow at some point during the show. Let's move to our next viewer. Let's see who we have. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Who's that? Wa alaikum salam. Who's calling? What's your name?
Islam.
Who?
Aisha Islam.
Aisha. How are you, Aisha?
5.
Good. How old are you?
5.
And will you be reading Alif Ba Ta Tha?
Yeah.
Or do you want to read something from lesson 10? Huh? Alif Ba Ta Tha. Okay. Okay. You can start when you're ready. Do you have the qaida in front of you? Well, it's on screen. When you see it, you can give it a shot.
Oh. Alif.
No, it's not alif, it's alif.
Alif.
Alif, alif.
Alif.
No. Don't say alif. Don't drag the lam. It's just alif.
Alif.
Ba.
Ta. 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 Ha. Ho. Dal. Dal. Ra. Da. Sin. Shin. Sad. Ot. To. Yo. I. Pai. A. Ko. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, that was good, Aisha. And how much of the qaida have you learned?
4.
All of it. Do you know have you learned?
4.
What's that?
4.
The full. Now listen, can you put your TV volume off because it's really not helping?
4 level.
Put your TV volume off, please.
4 level.
I really don't know what she's saying. I'm sorry.
4 level.
क्योंकि पीछे से भी आवाज आ रही है, TV की आवाज भी आ रही है, and she's trying to talk to you on the phone. It's really not helping at all. Okay, listen, let's move to the next caller. I can't take this call anymore. Let's move to the next caller because every person that calls in, please make sure that TV volume is off. If it's not off, it's very difficult to communicate. I really don't know what she was saying. It's hard. Anyway, if you want to call back, do call back, inshallah. We still have some time left in this segment. But in the meantime, let's move to our next viewer. And let's see who we have. And let's see if we can give them maybe apart from lesson 10. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam wa.
Yeah, who's calling?
Aisha Ahmed.
Aisha Ahmed from where?
Birmingham.
Birmingham. How are you, Aisha?
I'm fine.
Okay, good. How old are you?
8 years old.
8 years old. Okay, can I give you something from lesson number 10?
No, page 16.
You're on page 16?
Yes.
Acha. Have you got your qaida with you?
Yes.
Okay, so when you're ready, start reading page 16. Everyone who has qaida, Nurani qaida, she's talking about lesson number 5, I believe. Sorry, lesson 4. Lesson 4, page 16 is about Ya Madda. Okay, when you're ready, Aisha, let me hear it.
E, E, D, C, G, C, C, D, D, E, V, C, 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 D, A,
T.
D, A, R, T, 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 L, N, N, W, H, V, E, V.
Okay, excellent. Now, what can you tell me about these? What you've just read, what can you tell me about them? What's the rule? What's the name of the sign under the letters?
Kasra.
And what's the rule for kasra?
It's a short sound.
It's a short noon sound and a short sound, yeah? And what's on top of the ya in all of these that you read?
A sukoon.
What's the rule for sukoon? The rule for sukoon is that it joins to the letter before it. Okay? It joins to the letter before it. Okay. E, B, T. Okay, good. Have you learned the words under exercise?
Yes.
Can I hear those, please?
Yes. Dini.
Okay. Dini. What are you making long?
The dal.
And? And?
The noon.
Why? Okay, so why are you making dal and noon long?
It's a because it's a ya madda.
How do you know it's ya madda?
Because there's a sukoon.
And a kasra before it. Yeah, so when ya has a sukoon and kasra before it, it's called ya madda.
Ya madda.
And so madda means to lengthen. Madda means to make long, right?
Yes.
So you are making a dal and noon long. Dini. You're making dal and the noon long.
Long.
Am I right?
Yes.
And do you know the name of the mud?
Mad asli.
Tabi'i.
Tabi'i.
Excellent. Original, natural mud. That's what it means in English. Original, natural mud. Mad asli tabi'i. Okay, next. Carry on.
Fihi. Arini. Arini.
Arini. Say arini.
Arini.
Yeah, because the ra will not be long. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ra has a kasra, will not be long. Arini. Okay, can you tell me a rule in arini?
Noon is long.
Why?
Because of this.
Because it has ya madda and sukun before it.
Kasra.
Arini. So ra, what's going to happen to the ra?
Join.
No. Ra will be empty mouth. Ra will be?
Empty mouth.
Yeah, arini. Okay, what's the next one?
Kitabi.
Kitabi. Okay. Next, carry on.
Ujibu.
Yeah.
Yuwari. Mafatihu. Mafatihu.
Mafatihu.
Mafatihu. Raziqina. Ibadi. Azabi. Tamatilu. Maqadiru. Akhihi. Banihi.
Okay, that was very, very good. That was very, very good. Aisha, I want you to learn page 17 for tomorrow.
Okay.
Brilliant. Salam. That was excellent, mashallah. She learnt page 16, lesson 4. It's talking about Yamadda. Very well indeed. I'm really happy. Next viewer, assalamu alaikum. Right, okay. So the line is free at the moment for people to call in and have a go at reading some of these ayat. These are parts of verses. These are not full verses. أَنْتَ كِرَامًا كَاتِبِينَ كُنْتُ تُرَابًا يَتِيمًا فَآوَى مَا دَخَلَهُ أُنْثَى مِنْ شَيْءٍ. The next are the words or the parts of ayat of the verses ayat that I want to put on screen for our next viewer. The people that have ranked so far, very, very good indeed. Do remember Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, other days in which we specifically go through this very qaida that I am teaching from Nurani Qaida. If you don't have this qaida, I want you to order this qaida immediately by calling the call center. Order yourself one and follow, because it is the order of this qaida in which our words and the verses go on screen. As I have told you in the first segment and in the last segment, we are live also on YouTube, Iqra TV, Iqra TV's YouTube, inshallah. So go there. If you don't have Sky at home, you can watch me live right now on YouTube, inshallah. And the main purpose behind Iqra with Iqra, as you know, is the fact that we want people to better their recitation. We want people and children, youngsters, teenagers, students, GCSE students, A-level students, uni students, grown-ups, adults, pensioners, senior citizens, anyone and everyone. It doesn't matter whom, because Quran is for each and every one of us. Therefore, it has to be correct. It has to be read well. Try to also produce your own melody to your reading, inshallah. We all have our own tunes of reading the Quran. If you want to better that, by all means go on YouTube and listen to the great reciters, to the way they read, their tune, their melodies, inshallah, and try to imitate them, try to copy them. Okay, lesson 1, Asma al-Huruf, names of the Arabic letters. That's what Asma al-Huruf means. We call out the names of the Arabic letters, knowing the names, understanding what their names are. Alif, Ba, Ta, Tha, Jim. Some people say Ja, and some people say Alif, Ba, Ta, Tha. That's Urdu. Alif, Ba, Ta, Tha is Arabic. So that's how you pronounce them. And these are the names I'm talking about. Jim, Ha, Kha, Dal, Thal, Ra, Za, Sin, Shin, Sad, Dad, Ta, Dha, Ain, Ghain, Fa, Qaf, Kaf, Lam, Mim, Noon, Waw, Ha, Hamza, Ya. Lesson 1 is just this. Now in this grid, there are Khussa, Dagtin, Qis, 7 full mouth letters. Right? Now what does full mouth letters mean? Letters, there are certain letters that have to be read heavy. For certain letters, the heaviness has to enter the bodies of these letters. 7 letters, they have elevated sounds. Why? Because when pronouncing these 7 letters, the back end of the tongue, it elevates and it touches the roof of the mouth. Right? Hence, these letters are, they have a fat sound, not a thin sound, a heavy sound, not a light sound, a full mouth sound, not an empty mouth sound. Yeah? These are all the terms you can use in describing these very sounds in these letters. These are called elevated letters, musta'liya letters in Arabic, in the tajweed term. Why are they called musta'liya letters? Because, as I explained, the elevation takes place, the back end of the tongue, it touches the roof of the mouth. Elevated letters, musta'liya letters. So out of the 28 letters, the 7 letters are always full mouth. They are, if you go in the order of the letters, Kha, then you have Sad, dad, ta, dha together. Then you have ghain and qaf, 7. Or the majmu'a, yani the way they are set out or written in tajweed form, khussa, kha, sad, daghtin, dad, ghain and ta, qidh, qaf and dha. Khussa, daghtin, qidh. These are the 7 musta'liya letters. These are the 7 full mouth letters. Remember, that's lesson 1. Moving on to lesson 2, we start to talk about, and also in lesson 1, remember the asma al-huruf, these are all big letters, capital letters, uppercase letters. Moving on to lesson 2, we start introducing combined letters. What does that mean? When you combine one letter to another letter, when you join to another letter, that's when the letters become, you start seeing their shapes when they are in the lowercase. You start seeing their shapes when they are non-capital. They are not big letters anymore. So differentiating between the lowercase letters and the uppercase letters, the non-capital letters and the capital letters, big letters and the small letters. Now the most important thing is remembering the shapes of the letters, remembering where the dots are placed, and along with this also carrying on from lesson 1, having in your memories the fact that these 7 are full mouth and they will always be full mouth. Now at this point, in fact starting from lesson 1, makharijul huruf. What does makharij mean? The word makharij is the plural for makhraj. What does makhraj mean? The place where the sounds originate from. Okay? How we pronounce the sounds. How do we make the sounds of these letters? This is something everyone has to learn. And you have to feel where the sounds are coming out from. That's important, actually feeling the sounds, okay? Combined with the makharij, it's very important also that people learn the sifat, i.e. the characteristics in each and every letter. Every letter has at least 5, minimum 5, if not 6. Ra has the most, 7 sifat in Ra. And most letters are 5. Those letters that are also in غير متضاد sifat, i.e. characteristics that have no opposites, you know, then those letters, like for example the qalqala letters, za, sin, sad, or even lam, ra, or sheen, or dad, these will have 6 sifat. So that's lesson 2. Remember musta'liya, makharij, sifat, and uppercase, lowercase, capital, non-capital. Moving on to lesson number 3. This is where we start talking about and we introduce the short vowels, the harakat in other words, okay? Fatha, kasra, dhamma, short vowels, short sounds. Now one additional rule here that you have to remember, one thing is, yes, of course, fatha, kasra, dhamma, short sounds, and short, because these are short vowels, the sounds will also be short. But another rule is, whenever there's a fatha or a dhamma on top of the ra is full mouth. Whenever there's a kasra, whenever there is a kasra under the ra is empty mouth. So that's a rule added onto already what you know or what you have learned from lesson 1 to leading to lesson number 3. Fatha, kasra, dhamma, short sound, and a noon sound. And once you start going through the words under exercise, darasa, actually making sure the sound of dal, the sound of ra, the sound of sin are correct. And how is that? By knowing makharij and sifat, and the fact that dal and sin are empty mouth letters because they have the quality of istifal, and the fact that ra has a fatha on top, therefore the ra will be full mouth. Wada'a, straightforward, short vowels, short sounds, empty mouth, all of them. You need to know the makharij of waw, dal, ayn, the sifat in waw, dal, ayn. Okay, so really what's happening here, and also making sure that it's making sure the kasra is it makes a e and not a. In other words, an active sound, not a passive sound. U, not o. O is a passive sound. U is an active sound. Remembering that, that's also very important, because sometimes, a lot of times in fact, people would say e, be, te, which is wrong. It's e, b, proper downward, you know. U, you've got to really bring your lips forward and say u, bu, tu, not o, bo, to. That's passive sound. We don't want that. We want the active sound here. Okay, so remembering all of these. So that's lesson 3, pretty much more or less covered in this Nurani Qaida. If you follow every lesson, if you remember the rules in each of the lessons, what we are doing, we are carrying, or these rules are carried over and rolled over to every lesson, right? And we practice those rules, we apply those rules in the ayat, in the words, and that's how we remember them, inshallah. What I will do tomorrow, inshallah, by finishing lesson 10 and maybe introducing lesson number 11, but I will also, in the last segment, or lesson 1, 2, 3 I covered today, I will go over lesson 4 and lesson 5 tomorrow. Lesson 4, lesson 5 and lesson 6. So what am I doing? Not only am I teaching you, we are progressing in lessons, but we are also going over, revising what we have already learned. And by doing that, your Quran will be excellent. And therefore what you need to do is tell lots and lots of people. The more people watch, the more people benefit, the more people actually better their salah, and people will enjoy Quran. And what's happening by you doing that? You're earning the reward and hasanah. Do remember we are live on YouTube, Iqra TV's YouTube page. You can go on to type that in YouTube, inshallah, and watch the show live. And tell people Monday to Friday, 11 o'clock in the morning till 1, 2 hours in the morning for the grown-ups, for the adults, your parents, your grandparents. But during the holiday period, we can have the youngsters, I mean the teenagers, the students of GCSE A-levels, they can watch, they can call in morning and evening. But you guys, the kids, and up to the people that normally call during 4 and 6, make sure your calls are coming in and make sure you're learning. Tomorrow, I want you all to call in and learn, go over lesson 10, right? Finish off lesson 10 and have a look at lesson 11 too. Have a look at lesson number 11. Thank you so much, everyone, for calling. Next is study time. Watch study time. Look out, listen out, watch. Listen very carefully to the subjects being taught, chemistry, physics and maths, because the GCSE students next year, when you see your GCSEs, inshallah, we want your GCSEs to be as easy as possible, bi'idhnillah. Make lots and lots of dua. Have a fantastic evening. Assalamu alaikum.